Welcome to Security Brief Nigeria. Please, if you're new here, kindly subscribe to our channel. The headline: When terrorism financing meet politics, power, and the law. In this case, it's not just another corruption trial. It's a seat at the dangerous intersection of terrorism financing, executive power, opposition politics, and institutional trust in Nigeria. At the center is $9.7 million, allegedly moved in cash, routed through Bureau de Change operators and linked to Bello Bodejo, a name already associated with security concern. What makes this explosive is not merely the sum of the charge, but the allegation that approval came from the office of a sitting governor, Senator Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State. While Governor Mohammed enjoys constitutional immunity, the EFCC feelings did something unusual. They named him directly in open court proceedings. That single move transformed the criminal persecution into national political flashpoint. Let's look at the legal weight of the charges. The allegation falls under Nigerian toughest NSAS financing and terrorism laws, which includes Money Laundering Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022, Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022. These are strict liability status. Once persecutors establish knowledge, recklessness, or reasonable belief, intent becomes secondary. Here is what EFCC claims. EFCC claims funds were moved in cash. They also claim that exchange through BDC operators delivered outside formal government channel, beg your pardon, to individual allegedly linked to terror group. If proven, this isn't just corruption. It becomes a national security breach. Let's look at the political earthquake this is causing. Governor Mohammed's reaction reveals the deeper tension. He views the case as political persecution. He framed it as intimidation of opposition figures. He blames that Wike is using this to make him feel uncomfortable with his government. He warned of institutional abuse by ruling party. He openly threatened political resistance if the pressure continues. This shifts the narrative from courtroom evidence to democracy under strain. Yet the EFCC countered that. The law applied regardless of party. The defendants are financial signatories. So cash transaction of this magnitude trigger automation red flags. This cash not tests. Okay, judicial independence, anti-corruption credibility, the neutrality of security agency. Let's look at the human and covenant cause. Beyond politics, there are real consequences. Over 60,000 Bauchi workers affected by disrupted salaries. Senior civil servant detained. Covenants low. Public trust shaken. Whether innocent or guilty, the damage is already unfolding. Here are the big questions Nigerians are asking. Is this a genuine counter-terrorism persecution or a dangerous politicization of national security law? The answer will depend on evidence, not rhetoric. Here are the key lessons for others to learn. Cash transactions are now a national security risk. Any government official still approving large cash movement is paying or is playing with fire. Transparency is no longer optional. It is a survival. Let's look at the immunity. Immunity is not invincibility. Invisibility, beg your pardon. While governors cannot be persecuted in office, their approval, signatures, and directive can still be scrutinized. Political power no longer guarantees silence. Terrorism law are unforgiving. Once a transaction is linked, even indirectly, to a terror suspect, the burden shifts heavily to the accused. I did not know is no longer a strong defense. So politics and security should never mix. When security agencies are perceived as political tool, public trust collapses, and the terrorists benefited from the chaos when both parties are not in good terms. So both government and opposition must act responsibly. Institution must prove neutrality. This case will define EFCC credibility, judicial courage, Nigeria's commitment to rule of law. Selective justice is more dangerous than corruption itself. So, in my own thoughts or in my own belief, I see that this case is no longer about Bauchi State alone. It is about Nigeria handles power, oppositions, terrorism, and justice in one breath. The court must speak clearly, independently, and fearlessly. Because when terrorism financing allegation becomes political weapon, the entire nation become vulnerable. Okay, that's end the analysis of today's video. Please, if you find this video interesting, share, like, lastly, subscribe to our channel. See you in our next video. Bye for now.